right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to the creators of the heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Quadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has me out here once again, okay, to prophesy the downfall, destruction of Babylon the Great, which would be the United States of America, and to let you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians know that you are the true biblical Israelites that the Holy Scriptures speak of, and that if you don't repent from your sins, which a sin according to 1 John, the 3rd chapter, is transgressing of the law. If you don't repent from your sins, you are going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed. Okay? Proverbs 29 verse 1, he that often being reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Okay? So just a short, life lesson, in this truth, a short life lesson in this truth, which I need to start doing life lessons more often. So this is going to be a life lesson, okay? Watch how you talk to brothers. Watch what the fuck you say to brothers. For as it is written in the book of Matthew, the 12th chapter and the 36th verse, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. When it comes to being a brother in this truth, you gotta walk in a spirit, okay? You cannot come into this truth with a nigga mindset, okay? Because after a while, brothers are gonna start looking at you sideways. Like, yo, what's up with this guy? The way he's still talking like he in the hood, he's still acting like he's in the hood, but he has a little bit of spirituality, okay? When you come into this truth, you can't just talk to brothers however the fuck you want, man. Because the Most High will fuck you up. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned, okay? What do the scriptures say about the tongue? Though it is a little member, it boasts great things. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Okay? You can't just come at brothers any way you want to because you feel like you got offended. No, there's a way you do things. You got to deal by the Spirit. If a brother forgets something, okay? If a brother forgets something, don't act like don't just assume right off the dock that he's acting funny. This dude, he's acting like a funny individual. You got to consider the possibility. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he had a long day at work. Maybe he's tired. There's got to be a reason. When it comes to brothers dealing with each other, you gotta deal like brothers. Don't come in this truth with that motherfucking nigga ass mindset. Because the Most High will deal with you quickly. Because, we don't know who the Lord's elect is, but we know that the Lord's elect are precious to him. Because what happens, and come to find out, for an example, right? You called Jeremiah a bitch. You called Ezekiel a coward. You called Haggai you called Haggai you know you know whatever, And that's another thing too, when you come into this when you come into this truth with a nigga mindset, you know, whenever you get rebuked, you're gonna think that brothers are coming at you the wrong way, as if brothers want to fight. Nah, man, nah. There's a difference between rebuke and disrespect. Okay. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay. If a brother tell you that you're acting like a hoe ass nigga and that you're being emotional, that's not disrespect. That's rebuke. You need to stop, slow down, and consider that maybe you are being emotional and that maybe you are being a hoe ass nigga. Because when it comes to dealing with brothers in this truth, brothers are going to tell you about yourself, man. You can't just come into this truth with that nigga, mindset, thinking that brothers are coming at you carnally. No. When you get rebuked, you got to stop and look at yourself and consider that, well, wait, maybe what the brother is saying is true. Maybe I just need to slow down, unwind, and actually consider my actions, A member of the elect is going to hear rebuke. He's going to take heed, and he's going to put off their old man. Okay? And a matter of fact, it's cold outside, so just bear with me. Before I get to the lesson, and again, this is just a quick life lesson. Something I'm gonna start doing in when I come out on the highways and hedges to prophesy, man. Okay? If you're being emotional and acting like a hoe ass nigga because of your mindset or how you're coming at brothers, it is what it is, man. You're being emotional and you're acting like a hoe ass nigga, and you need to man up, man. And I'm just speaking in general. I'm just speaking in general. Don't be a hoe ass nigga in this truth, man. Okay, we're men over here, so we need to deal like men. Okay, because let me tell you something about women. Women deal with that emotional ass mindset, You call a woman a bitch because she is a bitch. The first thing she want to do is jump up, get up in your face, start yelling, cussing, swearing, talking about how she's going to do this, she's going to do that. She's going to call her brother. She's going to get her dad out here. She's going to get her cousin. That's an emotional hoe ass mindset, man. And again, if brothers make mistakes, don't just assume right off the dock that, this brother's acting funny, this brother's being a nigga. Because brothers are not perfect. Brothers are going to forget. Brothers are going to forget. Brothers are not going to make the right turn every time they drive down the street. No. You're supposed to turn there. What you doing? Nigga, stop. Nah, man. You be like, hey, yo, you missed the turn, but, it's all good, man. You can just make a U-turn and, make the correct turn. Okay? Brothers are not perfect, man. You you got to slow down and consider, you know, brothers are not perfect. Okay, so you know the Holy Scriptures speak about if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. It's better to go to the kingdom of heaven maimed than that whole body shall be cast to hell. Meaning, you know, you're gonna be put in that lake of fire, man. You know, you got to put off that emotional mindset and start dealing with brothers according to how the Lord said to deal with brothers. You can't deal with brothers according to how you believe you should deal with brothers. Because the mind is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Okay? If you're walking according after your own mind, according after the instructions on how the Lord on what the Lord gave you to show you how you deal with brothers, then you know, chances are you're probably not of the elect, because you're not dealing with brothers according to the scriptures. You're dealing with brothers according to your own mind. And in Proverbs 26 verse 28 or 28 verse 26, it tells you, in Proverbs 28 verse 26, it tells you that he that trusteth in his own heart, his own mind is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. So now with that being said, let's get into news and prophecy. So that's it for today's life lesson. You know, watch how you talk to brothers and watch how you deal with brothers, man. You know, and learn or distinguish between when you're getting rebuked, okay, and when you're not getting rebuked. You know, you're supposed to be able to discern between those things, man. You know. You know, because, you know, like for an example, when you go around calling brothers cowards and, you know, I'll do this, now I'll do that, man, you better read the story of King David and Goliath, because Goliath, he came at David on some rah-rah shit, talking about come and I should give your corpse as meat for the fowls of heaven. You know, and what happened? Goliath ended up getting his motherfucking head chopped off. You know why? Because he underestimated King David. You know, King David was chill. You know, he was calm, chill. You know, King David was like, bro, chill out. You know, but Goliath wanted to continue with that rah-rah shit. He ended up getting his motherfucking head cut off. Okay. Guess what? First and foremost, King David called on Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So you don't know what brothers are capable of, man. You know? Stop coming at brothers carnally, man, because you don't know what brothers are capable of. Don't you know it's a light thing for the Heavenly Father to raise up a brother, to wake up his inner warrior spirit, to fuck somebody up? Okay? The men of the Lord, you know, the Lord have set them up to be prophets and teachers. But do you know that one day the Lord's prophets are going to be hunters? Okay? The men of the Lord are fishers right now, but they're going to be hunters. What do you think that means, that they're going to be hunters? That means that the Lord's going to put that warrior spirit back in his men again. Okay? The men of the Lord are of the house of David. Do you know what it means to be of the house of David? David's house was full of warriors. Okay? And just because a brother is humble, he's quiet, he's laid back, he don't talk much, he might speak with a calm, cool, and collected voice, it don't mean he's soft. It don't mean he's a punk. It don't mean he's a coward. Okay? The quiet ones are the ones you always gotta watch out for, man. Hey, and let me tell you something. In my younger days, I was a very quiet person. But when somebody pushed me too far, they got their ass whooped. Okay? I put hands on them. And guess what? I didn't give a warning either. Okay? I just got up and started swinging. Okay? Because I wasn't about talk. I got up and started swinging. And that was in my younger days. In my teenage years. Okay? You know, quiet, laid back, minding my business, trying to get shit done. And you got niggas just coming at you and shit. You know? So then when you get up and suddenly start swinging and whooping their ass, now they're the victim. So watch how you come at brothers, man. You don't know what brothers been through before they came in the truth. So, you know, hey, we're living in the last days, man, and there's a lot going on in Israel, you know. And the first thing I want to address is this brotherhood over the doctrine, okay? Because that brotherhood over doctrine is going off. You know, that is complete rebellion, and it goes completely against the script, the Holy Scriptures, okay? Okay, let's go to 2 Timothy. Okay, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Okay? And that's the problem with a lot of jakes, you know. They come into this truth with the wrong mindset. You know, you come into this truth thinking that, you know, you're going to learn a couple of breakdowns, and then you're going to set up your own establishment. Speaking of the which, those two bugged out Israelites, okay, who took matters into their own hands, okay, the beloved brother Malak Zakba, he did a video on it from South Carolina. Okay, he did a video on it from South Carolina. Okay, but these two Israelites who are self-willed, you know, when their son died, they buried their son in the backyard, you know, and pretty much they felt entitled, not wanting to tell Esau or the ambulance or the police what happened, you know. So then, when it finally, you know, when it was, you know, finally found out, you know, where their son was, you know, they got arrested, you know. So you got a lot of Israelites out there that's not dealing according to the scriptures. That's not dealing according to the Holy Bible, man. They're dealing according to what they believe is right. Trying to have their own establishment. Look, you're not going to set up your own kingdom in your oppressor's kingdom. Okay? We're in captivity. Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. The Lord brought us over here as a punishment. Why? Because we sinned against him. Just read the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. But you see, the problem is with Jake is that, you know, Jake wants to, he wants to do his own thing. Okay? Jake wants to do his own thing. You know? He wants to try to, beat the curses, escape the curses. Look, you're not going to beat or escape the curses. Okay? Okay? You're not going to beat or escape the curses. The Lord brought us over here as a punishment. Okay? So this know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Okay? And we see that going on amongst these different camps. Men are being lovers of their own selves, man. It's all about you. That me spirit, man. Okay, if you come into this truth with that me type of spirit, you're not going to last long, man. Okay, the Most High is going to spew you out of His mouth. Okay, verse 2, it says, covetous boasters, and the reason why a lot of you guys come into this truth, you call yourself trying to do your own thing, is really because you're covetous. You have a desire to be of a rank or a higher rank than the elders or the apostles of Great Millstone. Look, there's a reason why the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, there's a reason why the Lord have set up, the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. There's a reason for that, man. There's an order to everything. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done in decency and in order. Okay? Let all things be done in decency and in order, There's a reason why the Lord have apostles, elders, bishops, okay? There's a reason for that. And the Lord set those men up, okay? The Lord dealt with those men to build them up into the positions where He wants them to be at. So you can't just come into this truth, learn a couple of breakdowns, and then, to try to set up your own kingdom or try to make your own establishment. When I say your own establishment, I mean that, you basically trying to create your own group, come up with your own breakdowns, and act like you came out with this truth by yourself, man. You can't do that, And then it also said boasters, A lot of you guys, you're very boastful in this truth, but you really don't know anything, man. You don't know anything, because if you knew something, you would know that the Lord hates pride, okay? The Lord is against pride. Okay, the Lord's face is against him that is of a proud spirit, okay? Okay, what is that? Proverbs, the 6th chapter, and the 16th verse. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. Okay, a proud look. A proud look. That's the very first thing that is listed. Okay, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. Okay, pride. No. Not 18, verse 10. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So you don't want to be boastful in this thing, man. Okay? In Proverbs, the first chapter, it tells you that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of being accepted of him. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So if you don't fear the Lord, man, you're going to feel like you could just say anything to brothers. You're going to feel like you could just do anything to brothers. Okay? And then inevitably, you're going to end up doing something that's going to cost you your salvation. You know? Such as going about to establish your own righteousness, but have not submitted yourself unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, proud, blasphemer, disobedient to parents. Okay? Let's stop right there. Disobedient to parents. Okay? And you see that with a lot of guys who come into this truth. You know, a lot of you guys, when you come into this truth, you're not spiritual at all, man. You're just not spiritual. Okay? You know, the moment you come into this truth, you come into this truth with the wrong mindset. You know? You come into this truth thinking that you're going to get a couple of breakdowns, and then, you know, I'm going to get a couple of breakdowns, and then I'm going to assail above this brother, you know, and then I'm going to get a rank higher than this brother, you know, and then I'm going to become the next leader of this camp, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Okay? But then, as soon as you get rebuked, what happens? You fall apart like a bunch of Jenga blocks stacked up on top of each other. You fall apart. You start getting emotional. No, don't come at me like that, bro. Don't come at me like that. You know? As soon as you get rebuked, you know, as soon as you get rebuked and you get told about yourself, you being a real nigga right now. Don't come at me like that, bro. Don't come at me like that. You know, and then right before you know it, you know, because brothers see that, you know, you can't be reasoned with, you know, you think you know everything. Now your ass is out the truth. No, now your ass is out the camp. You out the truth. Now you call now you're going around talking about the name of the Most High is Barbalos Macaroni. You know, a graham crackers and macaroni, Barbalos. You know, and that's what happens when you leave the truth. Because once you fall out the truth, what happens? You take with you 7 other spirits more wicked than yourself. Okay? Those demons come into your mind and they lodge in there and you bug out, man. So you don't want to be, you know, proud. You don't want to be unthankful, man. You know? And now you got guys talking about brotherhood over doctrine. You're being unthankful. You're being disobedient to your parents. Because when you come into this truth, okay, your spiritual parents become the apostles of great millstone and wisdom. Okay? Wisdom. Wisdom can be found in the Holy Scriptures. These are your spiritual parents. Okay? And usually, back in the ancient world, when an Israelite child was raised, he was taught by his parents, okay, as well as she, both the male and the female, the son and the daughter, they were both, okay, they were both, you know, raised up in the customs. They were raised on how to conduct themselves in society. So the daughters, when the daughters became 12, they were taught how to be women. Okay? They were taught not to commit adultery. Because if they committed adultery, what happened? They was going to get stoned. They was going to get burnt with fire. Okay? You know, they was taught to have their heads covered. You know, to wear dresses. Don't wear pants. Pants are for males, you know. This, that, forth, and the other. They were taught to keep the Passover and the high holy days. You know, the sons were committed, the sons were taught not to worship idols. You know, the sons were raised to be warriors. Okay, they were taught the ways of combat, how to use a bow, how to wield a sword. Okay, the sons were taught to keep the Sabbath. This, that, forth, and the other. So when you come into this truth, the Lord already have your spiritual parents established. So like the scripture say, ye have need that one teach you again. Your spiritual parents okay, your spiritual parents, you know, the Lord have them set up to teach you how to conduct yourself in this society. Okay? How to conduct yourself in this ministry. So your spiritual parents, which will be the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Ariamla, Apostle Racha. Okay? I already said Apostle Ariamla. The Lord have them set up to teach you how to be in this truth, you know, wisdom, okay, teaches you how to be in this truth, in this society. Now, if you don't want to come up under that order, you can take your ass to IUIC, ISUPK. There's a lot of these false Israelite groups out there that'll let you do whatever you want to do, you know. In IUIC, you can have dreads, you can line yourself up, okay. You know, you go to ISUPK, you can do it to your woman in the butt. You know, you go to GLCC, you know, they accept Edomites in their congregation. They believe in mermaids, you know. Hey, if you want to believe Peter Pan exists, go to GLCC, okay? Okay, you can believe Peter Pan exists, you know, you can teach Edomites can make it. But here at Great Millstone, we deal like men, okay? We deal like men, okay? And guess what? We ain't got time to deal with hoe-ass niggas. It is what it is, man. We ain't got time to deal with hoe-ass niggas, you know? And if you don't know what a hoe-ass nigga is, a hoe-ass nigga is a dude in the truth who gets all emotional and get caught up in his feelings instead of dealing according to the scriptures, instead of dealing according to the Holy Bible, instead of dealing according to the instructions which the Lord had already established. You know, you can't deal with your emotions being in this truth. Okay, the Holy Scriptures even tell you to slow down, you know, and actually examine yourself. Think about your actions and your thoughts. Think before you say something. Because what you say can cost you your salvation. What you do in this truth can cost you your salvation. You know, think before you act and think before you speak. You know, because that's something a lot of these false Israelite groups, they don't think before they speak. You know, and they have a herd mentality. They follow whatever they hear. You know, it says, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affections, truce breakers. You know, don't you know that when you wake up to this truth, you made a covenant with the Lord? Okay, you made an oath with the Lord. Now, when you fall out the truth, what happens? That makes you a truce breaker. Okay? That makes you a truce breaker. Okay? It says false accusers, you know? And that's another thing too, you know? You can't just, you know, falsely accuse brothers of things just because, you know, just because something may not seem right to you, you know? Because hey, it's easy to accuse a brother of something, you know? You can easily accuse a brother of acting funny, you know? You can easily accuse a brother of not dealing, you know, according to the scripture. Hey, you know, you can easily accuse a brother of something. So you got to be careful. You got to inquire first. You got to learn how to inquire, investigate. You got to ask questions. You know, you just can't assume, man. You got to ask questions first. Like, yo, hey, yo, you do know we were supposed to be doing this today, right? Oh, shit, you know, Salakia, Khan, come on, let's go. Let's go, you see? But when you just start accusing right off the back, you know, and then accusing leads to assumption, and assumption leads to pride. You know, now you're gonna start assuming, you know. Oh no, this brother's acting funny. No, this brother's this and that, you know. No, he ain't no brother, he a nigga. Wait a minute, did you inquire first? Did you ask questions first? You know? Did you check to see if the brother might have forgotten first? You know? nah, he just want to jump off the rack. You know? That's just like when you know, when Apostle Tahar brought up that whole Cornelius thing. Nate just jumped up. You're going off, Tahar. You know? Instead of investigating and researching, you know, he just blatantly jumped up. That's going off, Tahar. You know? So look, man, the moral of the whole story, inquire first before you just assume. You know? Because, hey, there's a lot of self-willed Israelites out there, man. You know, and you know, there's going to be even more stories, you know, in the news, you know, of Israelites, you know, basically taking matters into their own hands. You know, that's just like that one bugged out Jake, you know, who called himself believing in the truth, right? I believe he tried to hack some Edomites. He tried to take matters into his own hands, right? And I believe he ended up getting arrested, okay? He tried to take matters into his own hands, but wait a minute. What did the Lord say in Zephaniah, the 1st chapter? Wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And you know, Salakia, if I'm ranting too much, I'm trying to let my hands warm up here, because it is freezing out here. But guess what? The Lord said be instant, meaning be ready. Be in season, out of season. Okay? Okay? And let me tell you something else. Ain't no coward gonna come out here and teach on the highways and hedges by themselves. Ain't no coward gonna do that. out here on these streets and teach by yourself. Okay? Especially battling against the elements. You know? No, ain't no coward gonna come out here and teach by themselves. What the fuck? Let's go, man. Let's go! Okay, it says false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Yeah, man. Hey, going back to these false Israelite groups, they're despisers of those that are good. You know? If you're going about to establish your own righteousness, you're a despiser of those that are good. Okay? So you can better understand. You are a despiser of those that are good. Okay? Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, right? Now, I was watching a video that was done by Apostle Tahar last night, right? Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, right? You know, now I was watching a video that was done by the beloved Apostle Tahar, right? And I remember he did a video called, Stoic versus Epicureans, you know? Hey, let me tell you something. Epicurean is going to be into pleasure more than suffering, you know? Now, I remember there was a beautiful statement that was made by the beloved Apostle Kabar, okay? And Apostle Kabar said that when we are called into this truth, we are called into this truth to suffer. Okay? You think Yahweh Shai's life was easy? You know? You think Yahweh Shai's life was easy? No, his life was not easy. Okay? Yeah, Yahweh Shai's life was hard. Okay? Which is a part of what shaped him into the man that he was. Yahweh Shai lived a austere life. So, you know, again, you got a lot of these guys, they come into the truth, and basically, they come into the truth with that Epicurean spirit, you know? They want to eat chicken, go to sleep with a bottle of Frankie's hot sauce in their hand, saliva coming out of their mouth, you know, wake up, shit, play, you know, watch sports all day, drink beer, you know, and then when it's time to go out on the highways and hedges, they show up to camp late, they got their garment, you know, Shalom, Mark, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai. Meanwhile, this dude haven't even wiped the saliva off the side of his mouth, man. You got white stains on the side of your mouth, you know? You got crust in your eyes still. Like, bro, what are you doing? So, one thing you do not want to be in this truth is an Epicurean, okay? Now, again, there's a balance to everything, you know? We're not saying, you gotta sit at home all day, you gotta sit at home all day, be mad. No, man, that's not what we're saying. You know, you just sitting there mad, you're bored, you know, you just hardcore studying all day, every day, 24/7. You know, you over here flipping through the pages and shit. Nah, that's not what we're saying. There's a balance to everything. Yeah, you know, sometimes you might relax, you might unwind, but don't get too comfortable in this society, man, because hell can break loose at any moment, and that's got to be your mindset. You know, you don't want to be somebody who just want to eat chicken, you know, fall asleep next to a space heater in the wintertime. You know, you're not really putting in any work. You might do like one, 2, or 3 videos a week. You know, you show up to camp, you know, you're sloppy. You don't want to be that type of guy, man. You want to be that type of person that's on point, you know? You know, you want to be that guy that's on point. You feel me? Okay? So lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And there's many ways you can deny the power. Okay? You might have a beard on your face. You might have a Hebrew Israelite garment on. But how is your mind? How is your house? And when I say your house, okay, which the word house means abode. Your body is where your spirit abide at. Okay? Your spirit lives within the mind of your body. How are you building up your spirit in this truth? Okay? If you're studying, are you applying what you're studying? If you're studying from the Holy Scriptures, are you applying what you're studying from the Holy Scriptures? Okay? When you read the Holy Scriptures and you learn something, you're supposed to apply it and do your best to walk in it. Okay? That's a part of chipping off the old man and putting on the new man. You put on the new man by learning right from wrong in the Holy Scriptures. Plain and simple, right? But for some guys, that's too hard to do. Okay? They'll read a couple of scriptures, right? They think they're on some level, but yet they don't know how to be a brother. They don't know how to speak to brothers. They don't know how to deal with brothers. But you think you're on some level. You ain't on no level. If you was on some level, then whenever you're being tested, right? The first thing you would do was you will apply what you learned from the Holy Scriptures, right? Like, I'll give you an example, okay? You might be at your job, and your job might be holding a Thanksgiving party, right? And then somebody at your job, they might offer you pork feet. Hey, bro, you want some pork feet? Okay, what you gonna do? Are you gonna deny that? Are you gonna say, no, I can't eat that? That's unclean. You don't even have to say that much. You can just be like, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't eat that, you know? Or are you gonna eat it? Now, if you eat it, you failed the test. And that means you're not on no level. Because if you were on some level, you would have denied eating that pork. You know? You know, whenever you're getting rebuked, you know, the first thing that should come to your mind is be humble. Because the Holy Scriptures speak about, you know, whenever you get rebuked, you're supposed to be more ready to hear. You know, if you're being rebuked, obviously you're doing something that is offensive to the brother or to the doctrine. Or obviously you're doing something that goes against the doctrine. Okay? You know, obviously, you're doing something that goes against the doctrine. So know that when you're getting rebuked, you're supposed to humble down and listen. Listen to correction. Because correction is how you're going to come up on a level. You're not going to just come up on a level by not getting rebuked. Because if you're going to get emotional every time you get rebuked, and the first thing that comes to your mind is, wait a minute, this dude is coming at me the wrong way, then you're in the wrong mindset, and you're not growing in the spirit, man. You're supposed to grow in the spirit when you get rebuked. But a lot of guys, once again, when they get rebuked, they get emotional. They want to fight. They want to come up on a carnal level because they're not growing in the spirit. Okay? Hey, the Holy Bible tells you, rebuke a wise man and he shall love thee. Okay? When a wise man gets rebuked, he's going to take heed. He's going to listen. He's going to be like, yeah, you know what? I need to correct myself on that, man. I need to correct myself on that. But you see, a lot of these guys, they watch our videos, right? So a lot of them watch our videos for entertainment. They watch our videos, but they're not really learning anything. They're not applying anything. It's just entertainment to them. You feel me? You're supposed to grow in the spirit, man. You feel me? So having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. So now the next thing I wanted to talk about is all these different signs. Lately there's been a lot of weird activity, going on in these different states. Okay? And what do I mean by that? Esau is up to something, all these different drones, flying around in the sky and shit, for weeks, in a triangular fashion, or in a particular way. See, they're flying in a particular way. Basically, there's all kind of weird activity going up in the sky with these drones, and they're being recorded by people, and people are uploading them to a TikTok, Instagram, and different social media websites. Okay, but in other cases, there's also been a lot of so-called UFO sightings. So I'm going to read this verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You understand me? We know that these devils are up to something. And speaking of not being ignorant of Satan's devices, okay, there was a news article that came out of this guy. He looked like a straight up Ishmaelite, okay? He looked like he could have been into the worship of Islam, okay? Basically, they came out and said that this dude was watching Israelite videos. What's that all about? Okay? This is why we say you gotta watch you gotta watch these devils, man, because there's no telling what Esau is up to, and we all know that Esau is never up to any good. You know, Esau is never up to any good. You know, this devil is always up to some mischief because he's the devil. Okay, so watch out for that. These devils are up to something. Talking about some Arab that looked like he's a part of the Nation of Islam. Basically watching. Basically he's watching Israelite videos. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. And then on top of that, we got all these weird activities up in the sky with these drones that are just flying around, Now, obviously, America is in a state of a police state, and the majority of the people here in America, they don't know what's going on. They don't even know what's about to happen. Okay? They don't even know what's about to happen. Maybe Esau got those drones up in the sky because he's getting ready to turn certain of these cities into 15-minute cities. Who knows what's going on? And then we got Jacob Rothschild, okay? He died in a house fire, apparently. But we know that there's a lot of Rothschilds and Rockefellers who do not see eye to eye, Some of them want more power than others, Because when it comes to these Edomites, it's all about a goddamn power grab with them. You see? It's all about a goddamn power grab with them. Okay? Now, with that being said, there's also been a lot of so-called UFO sightings. A lot of so-called UFOs being spotted up in the air. Okay? Now, whether people believe it or not, that's biblical prophecy coming to pass. Okay? Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars. What do we normally see in the stars? Okay, so-called UFOs, what the world calls chariots. Okay? Well, what the world ignorantly calls chariots. Excuse me. No, but what the world calls UFOs, but what the Bible calls the chariots of Israel. You see that? Okay, they're known as the chariots of Israel. Those are so-called UFOs. Okay? So there's going to be signs in the stars. Okay? When you see so-called UFOs, what the Bible calls the chariots of Israel, traveling amongst the stars, okay? Traveling amongst the stars, those are signs. Those are signs. Those are signs that Esau's kingdom, Esau's kingdom is about to go down. Those are also signs that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Why? For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Okay? You know? So, and the devil, that goes back to the Greek word diabolos, which means what? Pertaining to a man by whom opposing the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Who's the main group or nation of people on this planet opposing the Heavenly Father Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai? Okay, who's the main ones doing that? Okay, that's the Edomites, which will be the self-proclaimed white man. So the devil is talking about him, but it goes even deeper than that, because it's talking about the so-called elites, okay, who have rule and control over this earth. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return to build the desolate places. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them what? The border of wickedness. So the Edomites are the wicked. Okay? And the main wicked that have control over the whole face of the earth, the earth of wickedness, are these so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds or Rockefellers. Okay? They're the ones, you know, that's basically, they're the ones that's ruling the world in wickedness, and they're the ones who have power and control over this military. When I say the military, I'm speaking of the UN troops, okay? Because the UN army is really the army of the New World Order. And in those days, the so-called elites, they're going to activate these sleeper cells here in America. Okay? They're going to activate these sleeper cells here in America. You know, and those sleeper cells, when that time comes, they're gonna put on that UN Army uniform, and guess what? They're gonna go from house to house in the hood, you know, taking niggas and Israelites out of their homes. Okay, some of them are just gonna get shot on sight and put to death. The women are gonna be taken from them. They're gonna get raped in concentration camps. Okay. Some of you niggas, they're going to take to concentration camps where you're going to be re-educated, okay? You're going to be re-educated, and then you're going to be put into a 15-minute city with a chip inside of you, where ultimately you're going to have a date with the nuclear missiles. So those are the times that are coming. So those chariots up in the sky that you see in the midst of the stars, as I read from Luke 21, verse 25, those chariots up in the sky, those are signs of things to come. Okay? Like it says in 2 Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1, measure down the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we are in those times, okay? Okay? Now, Russia as of late has been giving a lot of, has been giving off a couple of nuclear warnings to the United States of America. Okay? Matthew 24 verse 7. Okay? No. Matthew 24 verse 6. Okay? Because there's been a lot of nuclear talks in the news lately, you know? Russia, basically came out and said if America give nuclear weapons to Ukraine, Moscow basically responded, well, we're gonna respond with a nuclear response. So Matthew 24 verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're going to hear of wars. We're going to hear of rumors of wars. Okay? We're going to hear of these things. Okay? We're going to hear about, China making threats towards the United States over Taiwan. Okay? Oh, and that's another thing too. Okay? Those small hats over there in the land of Israel have been giving food laced with explosive to those Palestinians, basically poisoning their food supply. Okay? But you know what? You Palestinians, you're the ones who decided to trust the devil. Okay? Remember when y'all had a hand of putting us in captivity? Okay? Remember when y'all made a pact with the devil? With these Edomites? Okay? Y'all made a pact with them. Now look. Now they're lacing your food with explosives, poisoning your food. Now they're bombing y'all, killing y'all off. You know? So, that's judgment, That's judgment. As a matter of fact, Zephaniah, this is Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning, though he bring his judgment to light, he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Okay, so, that's judgment being brought upon you Palestinians, man. Okay, that's judgment being brought upon you Palestinians. And rightfully so, man. Hey, we don't feel bad for any of you heathens, Okay? Judgment is judgment, And, speaking of judgment, there's been a lot of people who have been getting caught up with these animal encounters, okay? You got people getting eaten by alligators. You got people getting eaten by sharks. You got people getting mauled to death by dogs. There's all kind of judgment being carried out upon this planet, okay? Especially judgments that we don't even know about, okay? So-called work accidents, okay? Where you got men falling into molten lava, Okay, you got boulders being dropped on men. Oh yeah, and this Edomite. Okay, there was this Edomite who claimed because hey, I've saw plenty of videos on it, plenty of videos of Edomites. They basically like to explore inside of these underground caves. Okay, you can go to YouTube and type in underground cave explorations, because believe it or not, there are caves underground. Okay, there's not just caves in the mountains. There's also caves underground as well. Where there's water flowing down, there's water flowing within it, and all kind of other stuff. So yeah, there's also underground caves. But this Edomite, okay, his stupid ass decided he wanted to go explore inside of a muddy underground cave. And what happened was he ended up getting trapped. Okay? Okay, he ended up getting trapped. And basically, rescued efforts came to rescue him, right? And they couldn't get him out. He was I guess he got stuck in some kind of tight gap. The gap got tighter and tighter and tighter. And basically he got stuck to the point where he couldn't get out. So, you know what happened? Because, he had a flashlight. He probably had a flashlight on his helmet. His flashlight died, because flashlights can only last so long. And then ultimately, he ended up starving in the dark. Okay? So, he ended up starving in the dark. Because after the flashlight went out, his body was basically on pure survivor mode. His organs shut down. His stomach started eating his insides. So ultimately, he ended up dying of starvation in the dark. Okay? He ended up dying of starvation in the dark. Okay, what is that? Give me a moment here. Okay, Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Okay? Okay? It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. You see? And you know what? The Holy Bible talks about tempting the Lord, man. Esau likes to put his he likes to put his head inside of alligator mouths while the mouths are wide open. He likes to swim around sharks and shit. He likes to go inside of a cages whenever feeding lions, tigers, and then they wonder why they get eaten alive. You know? Because when you read Genesis the 25th chapter, what does it say concerning Esau? He was a cunning hunter of the field. Okay? He was a cunning hunter of the field. You know, that's why this devil likes to go around poisonous snakes, scorpions. He'll put on some kind of suit that is resistant to yellow jacket stings. He'll go around a whole bunch of yellow jackets. Okay? Okay? You know? Because the Bible tells you that Esau was a man of the field. So it comes as no surprise that this devil wants to go exploring in deep underground caves. Let's get that in the book of Deuteronomy. Because what did the Lord tell the Israelites? Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Okay? But these Edomites, they love tempting the Lord. Okay? Do you know how many parachuters die? Now, I'm talking about skydivers. How many Edomites die from skydiving? Okay? They'll jump right out of an airplane. They'll be free falling. And then they'll risk, you know, pulling the string on their backpack, hoping the parachute will come out. And guess what? In some cases, the parachute don't come out because the backpack ends up jammed up. You see? Just like this one woman who went parachuting. Okay, she went skydiving, you know. She went skydiving with somebody else's backpack, and she did not check everything properly. And you know what happened? When she jumped out of the airplane, she was literally skydiving, you know. And then when the time came for her to pull the parachute, she kept pulling the string, but the parachute would not come out. Okay, the parachute wouldn't come out. So what happens next? Her dumb ass fell to her death. Okay, so it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Let me just look for it real quick. Okay, so at the apparently at the moment I cannot find it, but I know it's in the book of Deuteronomy. Okay? It's got to be in Deuteronomy 32. Bear with me for one moment. Okay, here it is. I found it. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See, now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So that dumbass Edomite that got stuck in that muddy cave, he got delivered into the Lord's hand. Okay? Because he wanted to tempt the Lord. So guess what? He got stuck in that muddy cave. Okay? The flashlight went out on him. And then ultimately, he ended up starving to death in the dark. Because we know it's dark down in those caves. So it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Okay, so Salakia, I gotta close it up. I'm gonna end up being late for work. With that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one. DTA Abad Babal. Shalom.